FDIO offers a framework to support you on that journey, and if people wanted to find out more, wanted a copy of the diagram or that pathway, by all means approach us. I said at the very beginning, and I'm sorry, I am absolutely going to plug sponsors, because FDIO as a not-for-profit, we rely on the contributions from people who believe in the work that we do, but largely that's an extension of the work that you do. And we were fortunate enough to get funding from Rio's Community Investment Fund that enabled us to come here and to bring our presenters. So I wanted to acknowledge that. Thank you very much for listening. I think we're going to open for questions.
Thanks. And Gordon, Connor, and Joseph. Has anyone got any questions?
No hard questions, Steve.
Good afternoon. My name is Francis Barton. I'm from the Newbury tribe in Pilbara, Western Australia. And my question is, can you be a director if you're a pending member?
Sorry, can you just repeat that question?
Yeah, can you be a director if you're pending as a member?
Pending. I would say no. Obviously, you refer back to your constitution on the eligibility of being able to be on the board. At the end of the day, it's your constitution that has the rules that your corporation needs to follow. So unless they're in there as an independent director, then I'd say no, you couldn't be a traditional owner director.
Thanks. Question? Sorry.
Out of the 5,000 members, how many people return their votes?
Sorry? So out of the 5,000 members you have, how many people return their votes?
Yeah, out of 5,000 members, how many people?
I think we get similar, I think it's about 30%, it's about similar to local government. It's not, and this, you know, when you vote, what do you call it, postal, when you send it out, it's a very interesting one, because apparently the stats say if they don't fill it out in the first 48 hours, you're really going to get it back. So those that, on a postal vote, and the same with local government, so if they don't get them in the first 48 hours, they don't sign it and send it back, you very rarely get them. So we're I could be wrong, but I think it was about 30% return.
So with the 30% return, do they then go to a meeting to finalise the division?
No, well, it's run through the Electoral Commission. So that's the other thing I forgot, is that the WA Electoral Commission oversee, the returning officer, and they oversee the voting process through the postal votes and so on. So they get it's all collated by them, and then they inform the organisation of what the results are.
Okay, thank you.
That sounds interesting. How that come about with the Electoral Commission becoming involved?
I think we just approached them. I mean, they do elections for every local government and whatever, and state and whatever. So we just thought it was part of the QA stuff around raising the bar, I guess. And it's been a process that we've adopted for some time now. So it's now I think about it, it's probably we just take it for granted now that the Electoral Commission is involved in our voting process. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. There's a lot. We've got a 30 to 40,000 plus community.
Is there any other questions? I've got one. What's the kind of level of interest in and take up, I suppose, of this kind of early training to pre-training to be a director as a community member within the communities that you work within?
Yeah, with our mob, they called for interim director nominations, and they've had a number of workshops and training and information with those nominees, and yeah, it's quite an interest. I mean, a lot of our people, they'd be a lot more, we're finding a lot of the interest from a lot of people that haven't been involved before because they wouldn't get involved before because of all the rubbish that was going on. So a lot of new people are coming into the process because they're starting to see things that are starting to we cleaned up a bit. So they're putting their hand up to get involved.
If I can add to that, from our perspective, I mean, we have quite a few, I suppose, opportunities for young people to get involved with KM. We have like a youth council. We have really tried to push that within our youth to try and get them involved in decisions that actually affect them. So also in preparing them for, you know, mock board type situations, things like that. And you know, and the partnering, you know, especially for, you know, young people who have just joined the organisation, 18, and getting them to sit on these committees so that they can actually see firsthand what is actually happening within the organisation.
Great. Question?
Yeah, Harry, you actually answered my question, because I was going to ask about the youth in terms of how you might get the youth involved and get their interest. But you mentioned 18. Would you actually consider any younger than that?
Oh yeah, no. So basically, so the way the constitution, the way that our structure is, to become a member, you need to be 18 plus. But that doesn't stop us from actually, you know, working with, you know, let's say my family's younger kids. We know who they are. So, you know, how do we actually start to get them involved at the early stages so they can start to see what's actually involved. Yeah.
Okay, just a question at the back there.
Just want to ask Gordon a question. How did you adopt that? I mean, we've got the police clearance and that. How do you go a step further for alcohol and drugs? And also, how do you do the cleanup? You know, because it's that's the problem that, I mean, I sit on the board with Gumla, but I'm not talking about Gumla. I'm talking about our own corporation. How do you do the cleanup? You know, because there's a lot of internal, and it's not going forward.
Well, yeah, there's a few non-ards in the room, I think, but when we have our meetings, we don't physically fight no more, right? We agree to disagree, right? We have our disputes, we have our stand-up, we row, we do everything that everyone else probably does, right? We probably do it tenfold more. If you know Nora, you know what I'm talking about, right? But the thing about it is, in the clean-up stuff, we have, in our authorisation meetings, right, we had on average probably one meeting that was over 400 people. On average, we had about 200. 6 authorisation meetings, right? So they went for 5 to 6 to 7, 8 hours in some cases, right? And to sit in there and watch, the only thing that wasn't on the floor was blood, right? People had the honest, blunt discussions. People stood up and said certain things, others got up and disputed them. You had brother and brother, you had sister and sister, father, whatever, family combination. They were on opposing sides, but they were honest with each other around what people had done in the past and what we needed going forward. And it was very brave and courageous of a lot of our people to turn up, because before people wouldn't turn up. Now they turn up and they have their say and they be honest with each other. And the clean-up stuff, the alcohol and drug stuff, if someone in our meetings or someone wants to get involved in the corporation, we know they're doing drugs and we know that, we say, no, we've had it, enough. Go away, go and clean yourself up, get support, because we can't afford to do it anymore. Our community, we're in crisis in a lot of social areas, right? This stuff we're doing is about the longer term addressing that. The nation building that we're doing, we have to have good governance. We have to, you know, like I said in the co-op a lot ago, we have to have people there with the skills. And if they can't conform, they have to perform, and so on. Like, the days of just the popularity vote is over in our part of the world. Community-controlled organisations, our people who get involved in them, and this is what it is, they have to stand up and be represented and clean their act up. We can't, in our community, right, I don't want to digress, but this is the implications of why we have issues like we do. We've had 26 suicides in our community in the last 6 to 8, 9 months, right? So we've got these issues going on, and yet we've got these people in the past have been involved in organisations and doing the wrong bloody thing. What we're saying today is no more. We want to clean this up, and if you aren't doing the right thing, get out of the way and let other people in.
Thank you. Jonathan?